just wait for Matthew to be done.
Boy.
And yet he never is.
And the quested guys.
Quested guys are kind of shy. Had to rhyme it because I didn't want to use the real lyrics.
The quested guys are kind of shy.
Great fellas.
And they don't want to cry.
Okay.
And maybe, unless they do. And if they do, that is fine with us. We are accepting of all. Except for
Okay.
Hitler.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Take that, show 'em what's up. Take that, Adolf.
Fuck you, Hitler.
God damn. Finally, somebody says it.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to put it on the table. Somebody's got to throw it down on the table.
We're a no Hitler podcast. Although,
Oh,
no
Jesus
free
Christ. No free ads. No free ads for Hitler.
no
He
free
pays
ads.
us. He pays us to do the ads, and we take the money.
Like a bar in South Buffalo, I think is where it is, called Adolph's. I don't know. That's what made the affiliation in my brain.
Yeah.
Dude, best chicken wings I've ever had. Like, I'm not kidding you, Andy. And I'd heard of it, and then I ended up there for a thing, whatever. Dude,
Let me guess. Oven roasted?
I don't fucking know. Probably not.
It's a Holocaust joke.
Oh.
God damn. That's for the damn. Dude, sometimes I feel like
That
I'm
one
just doing
that-
this podcast for the people listening. And it is.
Yeah, no shit.
but like some.
Yeah.
But I'll say things to you, and they're not even really to you. They're just for them out
Yeah,
there.
That's actually.
And apparently that's one of them.
that one did.
There's like
I
3
missed that
facts
one.
people know about the Holocaust, and one of them is that they burned people in ovens.
Yeah.
And you missed
Gas
that
chambers, actually.
one. They did it both,
I don't know. Maybe.
Getting into some slippery
Yeah.
territory. This feels more like an episode of Scheming and Dreaming than it does Two in
Yeah.
the Cooler. Am I right, folks?
An episode of Joe Rogan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. These. I'm telling you, I really think they're the best wing I've ever had.
Wow.
And I don't foresee myself really ending up down there again. Like, I would have probably not a knock on the plate. I just probably would have never gone there had I not been going there for a reason. But, dude, these wings, it might be worth it to stop in just to get some wings. Like,
No
they were
kidding.
that good.
I'm getting a little bit hungry now, I must say.
Don't get me started. I'll be starving by the end of this podcast.
Have you had the bar bills, though? People always say that those are
Have
the
you had
top
bar bill?
line. No.
Dude, we got to go.
Okay.
I love Barbell. And, Andy,
Yeah.
I got a gift card, too.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't know they did that. What a nice
Yeah, because they got
establishment.
3 joints. They got
There's one in
Barbell.
Rochester. Maybe it's not affiliated, but it's called Barbell.
Man,
So I assume
I don't
maybe
know.
it's the
They got
same.
Barbell, and then they got Barbell North, which is like, because the original one's in like East Aurora, so Barbell North is like more like Amherst. Wow, I don't know, Williamsville. So I don't know. I'm not direction guy. Like off of
Yeah.
transit, kind of. Maybe it's on transit. I don't know. And then they got another place that's like a burger joint. I think like 6. I don't know. I don't know what that
Yeah.
was called here. But Andy. Barbell, fantastic. Honestly, they're like those 2 are probably, I would say, the best chicken wings.
Those
I've
the best
ever had.
ones, Adolphs or Barbells?
Yeah, and the thing about Barbell is the blue cheese. I doubt you're a blue. I get the sense you're not a blue cheese guy.
You're correct.
But the blue cheese at Barbell, Andy, it is. It's out of this world.
It's not that Ken's brand, isn't that the
I
standard?
think they whip up their own. I think it's house
homemade
made.
blue cheese.
I think they're
That
scraping
sounds
the mold in
gross.
the back. Yeah.
Yuck. Yuck.
I
yuck,
could be
yuck.
making that up, but dude, I think it is homemade. It's like, dude, it's so good. And then also, they got like, they have pizza logs, which I think they make their own pizza logs too. But you get them like, I don't know what it's called, but
Supersized.
no, I don't know if it's called like barbell style or what. And they toss your pizza logs in like the wing sauce of your choosing. Andy, it is game changing. Like, and I didn't get like, I got like the
I'm getting heartburn.
hot honey, like habanero or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know their sauce flavors. You should look them up because now I'm curious to what it was.
All right.
But, Andy, it was the best pizza log I've ever had because they make them, right? And so it's like super crispy, and then they hit it with the sauce, and they bring them right out. And, yeah, Yeah, honey butter barbecue, I think sounds right. I think that's
Cool.
what I was getting at. But, and it's like a super crispy, like well done pizza log on the outside, and then they toss it in the sauce, but they bring it right out, so like it's still crispy. Dude, yeah, Barbell.
I'd like to try
Barbell
that.
slaps.
With
We should go to Barbell.
I'd like to give that a shot with like garlic parm. I think that'd
Yeah.
be tasty.
No, yeah.
I think that'd be
Yeah,
good.
I'm assuming they have that.
It probably tastes like
We got to
like Dave's Pizza. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
I know we talk about Dave's a lot, but it can never get enough
We
publicity.
should next time you're in town, we should get it on the books.
Yeah, that'd
Little
be cool.
Barbell
I would
trip.
love to.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love to.
God, it's so good.
How are you doing as far as your Harry Potter reading? Where are you at? I was curious about a little update.
It's tough because NHL playoffs.
Gotcha.
So I'm on like kind of a hard pause because there's hockey.
Are you still on book 6? Half-Blood Prince?
Yes, yeah. And I'm really like barely.
Yeah, sure.
I barely, glazed the top.
I'm
a few chapters in.
Okay.
Like, I don't even remember. Like, I'm all over the board. But I'm a few chapters in.
Well, the reason I ask is because, I know you were never much of a reader. A lot of people didn't even know you could read until pretty recently. It was touch and go for a while. But this is like the first like series of books that you've ever really like gotten into.
Yeah.
What is that like being, what are you, 25?
Yeah.
What is it like being 25 and like just discovering like books? Like, do you have, because I remember reading them. It sucks.
Yeah, because it's I have a list of things that are already my things. Like the things that I do. Like, this is what I do. This is who I am as a person. I've been doing it for 25 years. And now all of a sudden you're like, but I kind of want to read, and you got to figure out time to be like, well, this is this and this time. I guess I'm going to read now. It's been great for a couple different reasons. Like, it's great. Like, even now that I'm not reading, but the best part about it was like, I do not go on my phone at all anymore after like 9 p.m. hits, and it's like I want nothing to do with my phone, because like it used to be like I'm turning this shit off because I'm dialing into my book, and now that I've been watching hockey every night, it's still like, dude, like no distract, because when you're watching sports and then like it'll be a commercial and then you'll start scrolling and then like you know what I mean, it's just a bunch of, and then you tune out of the game and then you're like going back and forth and then you're so yeah, just I don't touch the phone really after 9 p.m.
It's a good call.
And,
yeah, it's a tough one, man. Like, even, because I've been watching those Office episodes on Peacock, and even just because I despise commercials now. I can't believe we're going back to commercials after. I mean, we did it. We got away from them, and now brother, trust me, I'm aware of the money, but God, we got away from them. And now we're going back, and it drives me fucking nuts. So even with those 60 seconds, I'll be like, pull up Instagram, because I'd rather look at pictures of comic books than watch anything.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been
commercial.
somewhat accustomed to it, because if you watch sports, you're always going to have commercials. But I will say, when I first started watching more TV on YouTube TV, I was like, especially when you're watching a movie on YouTube TV. Like, if you're watching a movie on because it's just like cable.
Sure.
And it's like, sometimes commercials are like, for a few weeks there was almost like a nostalgia factor.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I mean, Andy. The fucking.
Not that dumb commercial again. I don't want to hear about that again.
Oh, my God. It's half of my brain. What a pro wants, what a pro needs. It's half of my brain. I can't stand it.
What's that for again? T-Mobile?
AT&T.
One of them. Yeah. They're all...
Again, fucking stupid-ass commercial.
Speaking of The Office, though, I just saw today that they're doing an Office... I guess it's... the thing I saw called it a reboot, but I think it's like a sequel or something series. They just said what it's going to be about. It's going to be about like a failing newspaper. Or like a newspaper a tiny newspaper that's on the downturn.
And it's supposed to be like The Office?
Yeah.
In terms of like, you're going to have the same premise? Like a
I think, you know what I think it is? Well, I don't, literally no details except that it's supposed to be the same documentary crew.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting. I really don't think that they can recreate the humor from The Office.
No.
Like, that show's just so fucking funny.
Dude,
like, every time I talk to you now, we talk about The Office. Like, what was I saying last night? What the fuck is the guy's name? When Toby plays the salesman.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned it to me, but
I can't remember.
I haven't gotten to that episode yet, so I
Todd
have no
Flender?
clues. No, because his name is Toby Flenderson in the show.
Yeah, but what's his alter ego?
That's what I know, and I have...
Different. He writes novels.
Oh!
That's Todd Flenderbin or something like that.
Yeah, it's probably Todd Flenderbin if I had to guess.
No, it's just something like that, though. Fucking, you're the one with the fucking computer. You always sit in front of the screen like you're high and mighty, like you know more than everybody else. And how about you use your superpowers and tell us...
There aren't many great searches.
Well, fucking no! That's not what I would have searched. Obituary.
Oh no!
Flenderson
No,
book.
Todd died.
Toby Flenderson book. Book character. Dude,
all right, don't tell me how to Google. Chad Flenderson.
Chad Flenderson.
Okay.
You are the worst. You with your little computers, you were like...
I got the mouse thing over
don't.
here. I'm trying to get, trying to get
and
the setup right. Don't tell me how to Google.
Yeah, I will. I have and I will. Yeah, did you... So are you watching the regulars or the super fans?
Watching the super fans, baby. And it's hard, and I always try to guess, like, which things had been cut out and stuff, and sometimes it's really hard to tell.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I know.
Because it all fits together pretty well.
We'll be like, that's a Superfan episode. No, I don't think so. Oh, that you
Yeah,
bicker back and forth about it. Yeah, good old fashioned fun.
I definitely also like Andy Bernard a lot better this time around watching it.
I don't. I don't. This is gonna sound crazy, but I hate so much when he leaves. Which I don't think you're probably. I don't know if those are out Superfan wise yet. Because that's pretty late in the game. Do you remember what I'm talking about? When his dad goes bankrupt, leaves his mom, takes all the money, and just flees the country, and his whole family's in shambles, and they have to sell everything off. Do you remember this? It's when he's manager at the time.
Yeah.
So you do remember?
Yeah.
Why didn't you say that? And I wouldn't have had to explain that the first time.
Oh, sorry. I was just letting you go.
No, I asked you, do you remember? And you were
and I said yes.
Not the first time. I was like, do you know what I'm talking about? And you're like,
sorry, Matthew.
Like a baby taking a dump. That's what you looked like. I'm like, I guess I'll explain it.
Yeah, I do remember. I thought you had more.
No, I was just saying I don't like him because when that happens, one, I hate the way that he comes back with the when he's playing the fish. Do you know that?
That I don't remember,
dude.
I literally only remember the episode where he gets the call.
Okay, so when he comes back, so you don't remember. So what happens is he leaves.
Yeah.
He goes to. He's like, fucking, I'm gonna drive down and help say goodbye to my dad's boat because they're selling it. Do you remember this?
Not really.
So he gets on the boat and he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna sail it. And he opens up the drawer and his brother is passed out drunk, went off the rails, was living on the boat.
Josh
Groban. Sell
Groban.
it. And so they're like, we're gonna sail across the whatever. And his brother doesn't come with him, but or whatever. And then he ends up in Jamaica, and he whatever. So he's out of the office for 3 months, and he never tells David Wallace. And remember, he's the one that gets David Wallace to come back in and buy the company. Do you remember all of this?
Right. I thought Dwight did that. I'm pretty sure. Okay.
Because what happens is Andy gets fired. Yeah, remember, because he wears his janitor. Andy wears the janitor outfit.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I fucking hate him for that part because he goes away and they tell him that there was a fire in the warehouse and that's how he blows himself in. because they're all pissed at him. Like, you didn't tell David. Like, we've been covering for your ass for, weeks or whatever. And then Aaron, like, he leaves Aaron too. And I thought him and Aaron were a good fit. But then Aaron starts dating, what's the
Gabe?
No. This is after that.
Well, what? Okay, I thought so.
Ploop and Plop.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, he dates Plop.
Yeah.
She dates Plop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I like her with Plop too. Better.
She and
actually.
Andy end up together at the end of the show, don't they?
No.
No kidding.
No, she ends up with Plop.
I like that.
And Andy goes off the rails, and she meets her mom and her dad. Remember? And because Andy, remember he was the fucking laughingstock of the entire world. Fucking loser. I hate Andy Bernard. I don't feel bad for him at all. I actually don't like Andy Bernard for just a lot of reasons. I just think he's a bitch. Which he is. It's literally his whole character. So I guess that makes sense.
At least, you know what? I'm kind of relieved to hear that he and Aaron don't like end up together, because at least somebody doesn't end up together. You know what I mean? Like Pam and Jim, obviously, and then Dwight and Angela. It goes round and round and round, and they end up together. Mind. If everybody I don't mind those couples either. But if everybody had like a happy ending like that, because I've just gotten to the parts now where Holly and Michael like broke up or whatever, and I'll tell you what. Well, that's the only couple I like.
They
in
do
the
end
office.
Up together.
I know, and and I'm cool with that because I like them so much.
Okay.
Ooh,
they have children.
Let's see.
Michael needs to get 2 phones because he has so many pictures of his kids.
I remember that. I remember that part from the wedding. He's got a great line there too, where he's like, "It's like all my kids grew up and married each other."
Yeah.
I would say, if we're looking at office romances of the TV show, Phyllis and Bob Vance, mad underrated. Yeah. They're probably my number 2.
Yeah.
Number one is Michael and Holly. Bob Vance and Phyllis. There's a lot of love there. Yeah, there's a lot of love, a lot of trust, and they don't get enough screen time.
I guess they do get a lot. There's like random episodes where they're there a lot.
Yeah. Not enough.
Bob Vance of Vance Refrigeration.
You've got a lot to learn about this town, honey.
She says that to Karen.
Yeah. And then it's tough. And then honestly, probably by default, Jim and Pam. So they're okay. Then Dwight and Angela. Oh no. You know who I like? Kelly and Daryl. So I'm putting them at the 3 spot.
No, that's brutal.
No, I like that.
Daryl only does that because she's I guess Kelly's
because he
also
keeps
Daryl,
he's good for her. He's way good for her.
What about Daryl and that other woman, the one that was the warehouse person?
That's whatever. That's okay. That's not. You know, the thing is, they didn't develop her character enough for me to care about that relationship.
I'm not a big Karen fan.
That's what I was going to say. I did Karen and Jim. That's low on the totem pole, dude. That's a bad.
The whole,
Karen kind of sucks.
Yeah, right before. Well, she was okay when they were in
whatever.
Yeah, but then when they moved back to Scranton, and I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know how we ended up here, but yeah, when they moved back to Scranton and they're both interviewing for the job, and she's like, "There's one too many people in Scranton," and she's like, fuck you, Karen."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's times where I don't love Jim and Pam. Like when he's doing his whole Philly thing, Pam gets under my skin then.
That's all. That whole situation is. They have so many ups and downs.
Yeah, but
like,
then I feel bad for. But also,
of
like
course.
Pam went to because Pam went to school.
Yeah,
like, that was hard. But I know it was hard because they had kids. But then also, like at the end, then you start to feel a little bad for Pam when they're like, "So what did you do back for him?" He's like, "I don't know." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, I don't fucking know. And they ultimately do move to Philly, don't they?
Probably. Because that business takes off, so something like that goes down.
Yeah, remember Daryl comes back in and he's like, yeah, because Pam sells the house. That's literally in the last episode. Yeah.
Nice.
Like
now I got something to look forward to.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just watched that one.
Yeah, so Pam, they get home from something and the realtors.
I can't even imagine
closing on the house.
What a nightmare that would be. Like,
why?
Just living in your childhood home for your whole life like that. Like either or. Like if I had bought our parents' house without telling my wife, or if she had bought her parents' house without telling me, That'd be a deal breaker.
Really?
Yeah.
Both our families had nice houses.
Yeah, I know, but it's about, manifest destiny, dude. It's about making it out on your own. Going to the,
Yeah, but
going into a field and turning into working the land with your hands, making something of your own.
Yeah. Eventually. I don't know.
Folks, there's nothing worse than having to run into a packed grocery store. And when the weather starts to get warmer, the grocery stores start to get a lot more packs. People are, whipping up stuff for barbecues and things like that, pool parties, whatever it is. You don't need to be a part of that. You don't need to get mixed up in that whole jumble of things. All right, make things a little easier on yourself and start using Instacart, because with Instacart, you can get not just groceries, but some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. But the best part is right now, 2 in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $10 or more. All you have to do is hit the link in this episode description, get that deal. No delivery fee, baby. Start making things easier on yourself and use Instacart today. Ladies and gentlemen, big news, very fun news coming at you. The Snack Spot Patreon is up right now, ready to join for only $3 a month. That's right, all you have to do is hit the link in this episode description or head over to patreon.com/snackspot. Check out all the great stuff we have got up there. The Captions On podcast, as well as a couple episodes of the short-lived Bad Directions podcast. I was lucky to make it out of that alive. We've got a lot of, especially now that it's getting warm out, we've got a lot of stuff on the horizon. So sign up now. Get in while the getting is good, baby, because we've got a lot more originals and exclusive content that's going to be coming up there. So again, it's patreon.com/snackspot. If you're listening to this, my guess is you probably want to do something a little nice for yourself. And why not do something that's good for you and good for the show by checking out all the great merch we have got over at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. T-shirts, hoodies, mugs, bucket hats, notebooks, fanny packs, slides, glasses. Not eyeglasses, but like drinking glasses. A bunch of other stuff. All kinds of great merch, not just for this show, but also for Schemin' and Dreamin' and Quested, the other 2 podcasts that we produce right here. So go and check all of that out. Hit the link in this episode description or see it for yourself at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. And if you're interested in advertising on this show or our twin show, Schemin' and Dreamin', you can email us at snackspotsports@gmail.com for details on how you can start reaching tens of thousands of listeners in the Buffalo area and beyond. It's cool to see companies like McDonald's and State Farm starting to do ads on podcasts, NASCAR, these massive companies that are doing ads on the Super Bowl and things like that. And it is very cool to see them, move away from the sort of more traditional media space like TV or, bus ads, whatever it is, into the podcasting space. The problem is there hasn't really been any room yet for smaller local businesses to get in on the action. But that's what we are here for. That's what we are all about. That's our whole deal. So again, if you're interested in learning more about all the benefits of podcast advertising, you can reach out to us at snackspotsports@gmail.com.
I got nothing. I'll tell you what I was thinking about today.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that almost my entire body is so excited for summertime, warm weather, all of that. But there's a portion of me that it's just this fire that burns inside of me that just wants to be so angry that it's about to be fucking concert season again, dude. Like, I am furious. I am so pissed. I'm so pissed. That's all.
Why?
I just hate those fuckers out there.
Oh, okay. I thought concerts here.
Yes.
Okay, I thought you meant just concert season.
No,
in
the
general.
concert series that takes place outside of our
Dude, I'll
doors.
tell you what.
I hate it.
When you go walking around out there amongst all the water trash, my initial thought is anger. I'm furious at all of them and the ways that they've chosen to live their lives through circumstance or otherwise. But at the end of the day, I end up feeling grateful. And I'll tell you why, Matthew. I feel grateful because I look around and I think, thank God I am not as ugly and dumb as everybody here.
See,
I am so lucky to be so handsome.
I don't like
and
that.
so funny.
I don't like that.
I mean, God, I'm just
I don't like
I
that.
feel so grateful to be so good looking.
I don't like that, and here's why. Because I think you've got that crowd all wrong.
Oh, okay.
You're like
I'm just messing around.
You're talking like Canal Fest. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
That you're fucking on par.
Uh-huh.
But like it's not the crowd, it's just like the people. It's loud and these fucking people, and it's hard to park, and it's just honestly, it's just an inconvenience on my life.
Yeah.
It's like a massive inconvenience.
And you don't need that.
They don't seem to recognize.
And why not take a little bit off your plate, make things easier on yourself by using Instacart? And right now, if you hit the link in the episode description, you get free delivery on your first on your first order of $10 or more.
I hated that. I would have rather not got any. I would have rather spent. I would have paid you whatever that potential ad revenue was to not hear that right in the middle of my rant about concerts.
Sorry, it seemed like a good time for a plug.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to misread it.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Listen, whatever you gotta do. I'll tell you a story real quick.
Oh, good. Sorry.
It's all you.
No, sorry, Matthew. Please go ahead.
You got about 35 minutes you're gonna want to fill here. I'm done. I'm done for the day.
No, please.
No.
Just a little story.
No.
Just a little one. I promise I won't add anything the whole time. I'll be dead quiet.
No,
I'll
and I'll tell you why. Okay. No, and I'll tell you why, because it was actually a funny story. Like, if it was an average story, I would just get it. I'd just be like, yeah, sure. But this was a good story, and you don't deserve to hear it.
What if I take my headphones off?
No.
And you just tell it to the people listening.
And it's your people listening. It's your fault you don't get to hear this story. And now I can't tell it because it's been blown out of proportion.
By you.
I know, but so, yeah. It's an audio platform. You're gonna need to say something.
Okay. All right. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I've been coming at you so hard today. I didn't mean to make you feel this way, you know. And if you still don't want to tell the story, I can respect that. I can respect that decision. But if you do want to tell it, that'd also be fine.
I'm not telling it.
Okay, fine. Okay. One time. Oh, God, this is the worst. You know, I just want to thank you for humbling me. First and foremost, I want to thank you for humbling me right now in this moment, especially after I dunked on all the water trash out there. Stop looking at your watch. It's making it so much worse.
Just waiting for the time to tick by. You got this one. You want to know how much time it's been since
I absolutely don't.
Yeah,
I absolutely
not even a
don't.
minute.
I absolutely
Actually,
don't.
it's been almost 2 minutes. So.
Okay. Oh, so I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Moving is for chumps.
I fucking hate moving. I've been swearing a lot today. I'm sorry. Sorry for cussing.
That's all right. It's a chumps game. Moving's for suckers.
Yeah. There's nothing worse than moving. There's nothing worse than like your buddy being like, "Hey, can you help me move?" And it's like, you got to say yes, but you're like, "Fuck, moving just sucks."
That I actually wouldn't mind.
Well, it is definitely better than move. I shouldn't say nothing worse. You're right. It's significantly better than moving yourself.
Oh yeah, God.
Yeah. You're right.
I've been moving. Although I have been moving. Oh God, dude. There was a day last week or something, I want to say, and if I ever get divorced, this is the day that's going to be cited in the court procedures, because we're moving into this house very slowly. So we're getting everything totally all set together to just boom, move everything in. Everything's cleaned, everything's like, repainted and stuff like that. So we're like, let's just start taking shit over there. Excuse me. The first thing going into the new house is all my comic books. And Matthew, I've got a lot of them.
Yeah, I know.
And they are heavy. And so I have them in these boxes. Hold on, I'll pull them up. What's the name of the company? I think it's BCW.
Comic book bin.
Plastic, yeah, long box. So I have all of them in these
Right.
like
Yeah.
industrial, top of the line
Yeah.
comic book bins. Oh, these are the short ones. So
But
I've got like the
you got extendo
the
clips.
Yeah, so I've got the super long ones.
Yeah. Gotcha.
at the apartment, with like the limited space, I kind of had to like groundhog away like a bunch of them. Like there was a lot of comics that because I couldn't fit any more bins into my house. I didn't have the space, so there's a lot of like, there's comics stuffed behind a bookshelf or like under my desk and things like that, just like stacks and stacks of them. So finally in order to move everything, I buy a bunch more of these big bins, and my wife, God bless her, is like, okay, let's get these comic books over. These should be the first things to go because they're just taking up so much space. And I'm like, okay, I'll start trying to take out some of these big ones, and we'll see how they fit in the car if you want to, try. And she's like, I don't know if I am even going to be able to lift these tiny ones because they're so fucking heavy, Matthew. And it's like we got to take them down 2 flights of stairs, get them in the car, get them to the house, put them up, and take them all over and arrange everything like that. And God, I just felt like such an asshole carrying all those comics. And then oh God. But what are you gonna do? You gotta get them over there. So
Sell them.
I wish. No, because some of them you gotta sit on. I gotta sit on some of them for a while until they'll be ready to go. But I got a couple that are already looking pretty hot.
So, is that's your long play in this? Like you gonna sell those comics one day as your plan?
Yeah, you got it. I mean, that's the nature of the beast, dude.
Well, you. That's what I was gonna say. Is you didn't have to tell anybody listening that you had a lot of comics. Everybody listening knows.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
Knows that. But like, do you still
represent.
get like the new issue of like?
I went today.
So how many comics are you obtaining a month? New comics a month?
Actually, I have my app here where I keep track of everything.
So do they notify you when like a new one gets released and then you go to the store, or do they get mailed to your house?
No, I go to the store because getting them sent direct, I don't like that. Yeah, it can get bad, dude. I had this one because like you collect comics and like every once in a while, like it's so rare that there'll be a book, especially a new book that's like hot, and like when it comes out, that it's going to be worth something pretty quick, and then as time goes on, it'll be worth a lot more. And there was so I'm like getting all these issues of Spider-Man mailed to me at one point, and I'm just kind of like waiting for one to come in that is what I'm describing. Like one of these has got to be like a good one, and it was this one. It wasn't anything crazy, but it had like it was Miles Morales got a new costume, and when I got in the mail, the cover was totally ripped off and like bent and stuff like that. So I don't do that anymore. That sucks. But this great app that I use, the publishers know when like their release schedule, right? So it's got like a calendar and everything. Hold on, let me see right now. So right now, currently, let me see. I am subscribing to 66 comics series. So that's about 66 a month. And some of these are limited series, like they're not going to stay on here forever.
66 comics a month.
That's what looks like it.
And you're pretty confident you're buying all 66 of those.
Yeah, as long as they're on the rack when I show up to the store, absolutely.
So you're reading an average of 2 comics a day then to be out, or you're not even reading them?
Oh, I'm reading them.
So you're reading an average of 2 comics a day?
Yeah, I guess so. If you do like that, usually I crank them out in like a couple hours on the weekends or whatever, and then bag them, tag them, organize them, put them in the bin.
You wear gloves when you read them?
No, not for the new ones. But I've thought about it, and every
snacking while you're reading them.
Oh my God, Matthew! I wash my hands like if I am sitting reading like a stack of comics or something, and I've got to get up for whatever reason just to let maybe the cat's like chewing on something in the other room, I go in there and I'm like, hey, what are you doing? If I touch anything, I got to wash my hands again before I touch the comics. It's just a respect thing. Probably once every 2 months or so. So not crazy. I do think about like going on Amazon and buying latex gloves. You got to be careful because some of them come with that powder or whatever. And getting
just get
latex
like white
gloves.
cloth gloves. That's what I would do.
To like reuse them?
Yeah.
That sounds nuts. Because then you have these cloth gloves, you take them off when you're not reading, put them on the desk, and they're accumulating dirt and things like that.
Dude,
that doesn't fly.
66 comics a month is crazy.
It's not, and also it's not, like I said, some of these are limited series. So it's not like it's always 66, but right now there happens to be 66 comic books on my pull list. It's a comic book term. I'm going to the store and pick it up every month.
Is that once a week you're making a trip then to get like 5 or 6 comics?
It depends. Like today I went because they come out on Wednesdays, and today I only had like 4 comics that I needed to pick up that were coming out new. That's the way it goes. Sometimes there's more like 12.
So you go 12 at once?
Yeah,
and what's a comic book cost these days? $5?
$3.99.
Okay.
Unless it's some kind of like special deal. I'll pull up my calculator right now. This might be bad news for me, but
nah, that's not that bad.
Well, it's I don't feel comfortable saying that number, but the people at home already did the math, so it doesn't matter. That's a little more than I expected, to tell you the truth. It's a little more than I expected. No,
because that's your thing. That's what you buy.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah,
it's a dangerous game, dude. I've gotten way into it.
Well, yeah, I would. It's just a lot of like to accumulate enough because like.
Actually, I can tell you how many individual comic books I own because this app also keeps track of that.
Because that's the thing is like now we're talking. You're buying 800 comic books a year, Andy.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And also those long boxes. This could turn into a fun episode. Those long boxes, the long ones, which I already do not have room for anymore at the new house, by the way. Those long boxes hold 300, I think, but you can fucking squeeze them in there, dude. You can get to like 306, if you really push it.
They hold 300, but you can get to 306.
Yeah, but you can get to 306 if you push it. I think they hold 300. It might be 350, but I'm pretty sure it's 300. So that's a lot of even long boxes to accumulate. And I thought about maybe looking into like a storage unit or something, which I know sounds crazy, but also like fuck. Here's the thing. When someone says what I just said, when someone says, I know this sounds crazy, but usually I would say you think they're going to say something that's going to kind of neutralize the craziness. What I'm about to say does not do that at all. What I'm about to say brings that to the next level. 100%. Because what I was going to say was I've thought about a storage unit, and I know that sounds nuts, but the real reason I haven't done it is because I don't trust them. First of all, it needs to be temperature controlled, which can be a big deal, especially some of those like outdoor storage units. And I'm worried about like water getting in, so you have to get shelving for the storage units or whatever. It's a big investment. However, I've also like my comic book collection, like I've got some fucking bangers in that collection, dude. Like I have some serious comic.
You got some hitters.
I've got some heavy comic book hitters in there, dude. I've got first Venom, first Deadpool, which obviously that's going up and up because even the new movie's coming out. I've got first Wolverine. I've got some big stuff.
When you're adding 800 plus comic books a year, I would like to assume.
Well, those are all new though.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said plus, because you're also buying books that are not new.
That's very true.
Yeah,
that's very.
So we're
very
probably
true.
talking almost
in fact,
1,000.
maybe more. maybe I'm buying more. more
Don't say
back
more.
issues.
Andy,
I might
that
be.
puts you at 1,500 comic books a year.
That's awesome.
No, it's not. I'm sorry.
I
but
want
no,
to
it's
listen.
not.
I want I want to agree with you. Again, I know it sounds crazy, but that's so cool. That's awesome.
There's
so
nothing
many
that you should buy 1,500 of a year in a single calendar
fully,
year.
I'm a Costco comic kind of guy. I'm buying in bulk, basically.
But you're not.
You're
But you're not is a problem.
That's right, because I'm meticulous. And I'm searching through, finding the good stuff, baby.
Yeah.
Because I check the markets. I know what's
That's
up.
a store. That's a comic book store. 1,500 a year. Your pace is probably ticked up though. Like, how long do you think you've been on this pace?
Oh, you're right. It
Yeah.
ebbs and flows a lot. It
Yeah.
ebbs and flows heavy, especially now because I have accumulated so many quote unquote, grail books.
You're just buying mostly new books.
Yeah, then I'm just buying new books now to like read and enjoy.
Which I get that part. Like, you are reading them.
But when I was like really
Do you still got
like,
the Simpsons books?
Yes, actually, I actually kind of want to bring that up because I just again, first thing going to the new house, all my comics and all my comic related stuff. So I have those Simpsons ones that you gave me in these boxes with my some of my like trade paperbacks, like graphic novels or whatever. So I just pulled them out, and some of them are really cool. There's a comic book guy #1. I'll pull it up actually.
I had a good Simpsons comic collection running at the time.
Yeah, they're really cool. So So look at this. So this photo, not that you need to know this, but it's a reference to the fantastic.
2 different tab.
Whatever, dude. I'm okay. Maybe I am bad at Googling.
Fantastic Four.
Matthew, just let it happen. I know it's
Are
bad.
you watching this?
Yeah, it's brutal.
I'm
Dude.
sorry. Don't put it on screen, but it's obviously an homage to this cover right here, the Fantastic Four cover. So I'm thinking about tossing this one up on the wall in the new place, actually.
Dude, that's what that puppy's selling for these days?
It looks like it. Yeah, not non-graded. Because here's the other thing.
That puppy's got to be in pretty good shape too, right?
It's not bad.
It's not.
Honestly, it's the pages and everything and the corners are in good shape. There's a little discoloration on the cover. I only know that because I was just looking at it, but it's still in pretty good. It's still looking pretty good. So yeah, that one might have to go
Might
up
go
on the wall,
out on
dude.
the wall.
It just might. Yeah. But damn, dude, because the other thing is like the Simpsons comics, because they are, of course, dude. Obviously, everybody knows Simpsons comics are produced by Bogo. That's their publishing company.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or Bongo, sorry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so they're obviously not like Marvel or DC. So their print run is like relatively small compared to those, which especially in the modern age says a lot, because the DC and Marvel print runs at this point are like still pretty fucking low, which is why stuff that I bought off the rack from like 2011 is still like you can get pretty good prices for a lot of those books because
There was a lot of
there
them.
wasn't a lot of them printed.
Oh, there wasn't a lot. So you're saying
Yeah.
you could sell them for a good price?
Yes,
You
even
could-
though
they-
they're still like super new as far as like comic books are concerned.
Yeah.
Because like
It's 13 years old.
exactly, and that's so young for comics. I mean, if we're like, I'm trying to think of what like an old comic might be considered. If you want, maybe like
When
the
does
70s
old
even.
start? Old's got to start in like the 90s. That's 30 years old now.
Yeah, but it's still 90s is starting to get a little. We're actually starting to get to the era where 90s is a little bit older, but honestly, not that much.
It's a piece of paper. That's crazy. 90s is old.
Yeah, but it's more than a piece of paper, Matthew. It's a story. It's a history.
You know what I meant.
It's art. I do.
know
I
what
do.
I
I just wanted to get on my little soapbox
Yeah,
right there.
I know.
I'd talk comics all day. Thanks for
I
giving
know
me a
you
little
would.
bit of a platform
I know
right
you
there.
Yeah, what you're gonna need to do is dial it back.
And again, a big part of why I am able to dial it back now is because I went nuts and I own some crazy stuff.
I was gonna say, but how many bins? How many bins? Do you know how many bins?
I do know how many bins, Matthew, because I label them. Obviously.
Can I get a number on how many bins? You don't have to disclose it.
No, I'll tell you. I have 6 long bins.
Total?
Yes. And I have I literally was just thinking about this the other day. And then I have let's see, 3 and then 6 long bins and and 8 short boxes, and then 1 box for that's just for graded comics.
Okay. How big is a short box? How many comics?
150. I'm pretty sure it's half a longie.
Half a longie?
Yeah. I can tell you how many comics I have because I keep track on the app. I have right now, after today, because I put the new ones in, my current count is roughly 2,252 comics.
Your math might be off. Unless one of your bins isn't full.
Yeah, one of them's not super full because I'm leaving room for
because you got
stuff. DC box number 7 is very light. That's only like O through like J or O through K right now. That doesn't add up. Don't. This isn't an alphabet podcast. Fucking whatever. There's not a lot in that.
So my problem is, again, we estimated you at, yeah, I don't know. Either my math is bad or your math's bad. And
Probably
I'm going to put
my
this
math
one
is
a little
bad.
bit more on you.
100%.
Because we just said that in a year's time, you should be buying about 1,000 comic books.
But again, I mean, you
On
can't
the
really go
current
off
pace.
that 66 though, because again, some of those limited series, they're not going all the way. It is what it
Yeah,
is.
that's true. That's true. All right. You know what? You got me, Andy.
Yeah.
You got me. You want to do the Who Would Win of the Week?
I would love to do the Who Would Win of the Week. The Who Would Win of the Week this week is Snap, Crackle, and Pop versus the Keebler Elves. Keebler Elves, I feel like, because I was looking some things up for this.
What are Snap, Crackle, and Pop? What are they?
They're also elves, I believe. I mean, they look like elves. They must be.
We can look it up.
Yeah. What are Snap, Crackle, and Pop?
Yeah.
They're interdimensional beings. That was pretty good.
What?
Good Google. They're cartoon mascots.
Are they
What are
children?
these?
Are they children? They got elf ears. They're elves.
Okay, yeah, they're elves.
Gnome-like
They're
elves.
gnome-like elves.
Yeah.
So it's an elf on elf. It's elf on elf violence
Yeah.
here.
Elf on elf crime.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was my previous Google search history. But I feel like because, you like Snap, Crackle, and Pop, that's what they go by. They're not like the Rice Krispie. People don't call them like the Rice Krispie elves. They call them Snap, Crackle, and Pop. Keebler elves, they have a little less individual name recognition.
Buckets.
Dude. Yes. So we're going on the 4 main Keebler elves from the EL Fudge Cookies. You got Ernie, who is obviously the leader.
OG, yeah.
You have Fast Eddie, who in my mind is second in command. You've got Elwood, who's like the Han Solo of the group.
Yeah.
And then you have Buckets, who's kind of like the comic relief. Here's what I'm saying.
Buckets is like the sleepy of like the dwarf. You know what I mean? Like he's just
he's a sleepy. Yeah. He's a sleepy. Because here's the thing, it's 4-on-3, but I gotta say, dude, Buckets is cannon fodder. Buckets is going down early. He's almost a non-factor.
Yeah, I mean, Buckets will either be the first or the last to die. Only last is if like he just like wanders off and like misses the fight.
Yeah.
And then
if his alarm doesn't go off.
Here's the thing. Snap, Crackle, and Pop, I would say like they're equals. I don't think there's one that is, they work in unison. very much Powerpuff Girl, what's their Powerpuff Girl esque, the Snack Crackle and Pop boys. Whereas the thing that I like about the EL Fudge elves, the cookies I call them, as I will refer to them as, is, as you said, Elwood,
Ernie.
Elwood. Okay, Ernie, I agree. Very much so, is like a leader. He's their general.
And every good army needs a good general.
And then Fast Eddie executes. He's got 100+ confirmed kills. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I'm talking Chris Kyle style.
Yeah. He's not the hot shot that Elwood is. But he takes care of business.
He kicks a door down.
That's not his job, though.
Yeah.
That's not his job.
Because you want to know why? Because he shoots first, ask questions later. He's a ask for forgiveness, not ask for permission kind of guy, and that is what Ernie loves. Ernie is Jethro Gibbs. Ernie, dude, thank God I was able to work NCIS in this episode.
That was close. That was a close one. We almost didn't get it in.
Ernie is Jethro Gibbs.
I almost had to be like, I think Snap is more of a Ziva type.
Elwood, I don't really know. Yeah, honestly,
Elwood's a Han Solo,
Fast
dude.
Ernie is kind of like Ziva, and then
yes,
Elwood is
Denozo.
Tony. Denozo, yes,
easy, 100%. And Buckets is McGee.
No, he's Dornigat.
What?
You don't know Dornigat?
No.
Oh, you gotta watch. Look him up.
All right, give me 15 minutes.
Dornigat. NCIS.
Ding, 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 ding. This guy?
Yeah, he's Dornigat.
Oh,
so
okay.
Dornigat
That's
joins
awesome.
as an agent, and Gibbs makes him work in like the evidence room for like 5 years.
Oh my God.
But then he works his way up, and he becomes a sick agent. Dies instantly, of course. Classic Gibbs.
No way.
Yeah, gets blown to smithereens.
This
on, like,
actor
assignment.
is perfect. I know this actor. He's perfect for the role that you're describing.
Yeah,
he's a Dornigat ass
like he
actor.
makes a lot of mistakes, but Gibbs ends up really liking him, and he becomes like a good agent. And then his first like big solo assignment, they're like, we sent you the wrong place. They're actually going to be in this other country or whatever. And then turns out they got bad info. He gets blown to smithereens, being the hero. He's ushering everybody out like, no, there's bomb. Dude, he dies, yeah. And then it turns out his mom's like the president, and they're like, oh, we didn't know they were related. Yeah.
That's a risk. But dude, I'll tell you, to your point, like Snap, Crackle, and Pop not having a definitive leader, because your Powerpuff example, it's gonna be. Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be pure chaos. Your Powerpuff Girl example is perfect because they're always infighting and stuff.
I think they probably work well in unison, but when you have a general like Ernie, he's gonna know how to split them up. You know what I mean? Whether it be whether frustrate them to the point where they're against each other,
yes,
or whether 100%. It be if they might fight good as a team, but when you can get all three in different areas, you might be able to, bing, bang, boom.
No, of course, because Ernie, being the team leader that he is, he understands group dynamics.
Yeah.
His whole, I mean, can you imagine being a Keebler elf, and Elwood shows up, and you're like, you gotta whip this kid into shape. You got to earn this kid's respect. That's not easy, brother.
Yeah.
Ernie knows how to do that stuff. And Snap, Crackle, and Pop, my God, they're getting the shit kicked out of them this fight. Because, if I may continue, Snap, Crackle, and Pop, they don't fucking do anything. They've got the name recognition, but what do they fucking do? Nothing. The Keebler Elves, you know why most people don't know Fast Eddie, Elwood, or even Ernie's name? And fucking God forget Buckets. Nobody knows Buckets. You gotta love Buckets, but Jesus Christ, again, the guy is cannon fodder. He is a non-factor in this fight. Is because they're working. They're pumping out a product. They're not just hanging around in that tree. If they don't get to work, the cookies don't go out on time. And Snap, Crackle, and Pop have no discipline.
Here's the other thing. Okay, I'm about to take a fat dump on Rice Krispies as a cereal.
Probably make them taste better.
No.
Bam.
And here's the thing. I actually love Rice Krispies as cereal, but only with one way. I like them
when they're Cocoa Pebbles.
No. I like them if you slice up a banana inside of them. Like if you slice up a banana and put it inside, it just that's what I like. They're named Snack, Crackle, and Pop. If you pour a bowl of Rice Krispies, you have about 37 seconds to consume the entire thing if you want to be eating during the crispy snap, crackle, and pop era.
Yeah.
After that initial 30 whatever seconds I said, you're eating a bowl of mush.
It becomes cream of wheat.
Yeah.
It becomes rice pudding.
Dude, fucking cream of wheat's gas too. Just saying.
What the fuck?
Dude, they came out, Quaker came out with...
Oh, the new Quaker? The new Quaker drop,
no,
dude?
this is a while ago, they came out with Cinnabon cream of wheat. Whew, Andy, this shit would knock your socks off if you got your hands on it. But that's not what we're here to talk about.
Yeah, thank fucking God. Ugh.
I agree with you. I think the EL Fudge
This podcast
boys...
brought to you by Elmwood Retirement Homes. Guys, cream of wheat is doing crazy. When the new cream of wheat drops, you want to be on schedule.
Dude, I'm telling you.
So have your life alert.
Because I think, I might have made this up, but I think cream of wheat has like a higher protein than regular oatmeal.
Dude, they only do ads for cream of wheat on Life Alert. You get notifications on Life Alert for when the new Quaker Oats product drops.
Look up... all right, wait, no, let's finish this.
Yes, let's put Snap, Crackle, and Pop in the ground.
Suck it, Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Suck it. Wait. Never mind. Fuck it. Never mind. Never mind.
Suck it,
fuck it. More like suck it, fuck it, and kill yourself. That's
not funny.
I can't believe they didn't name them that.
Yeah, that would have sold their cereal really well. I'm taking the EL Fudge boys. You're taking the EL Fudge boys. Clean sweep. Vote on that on Friday on Instagram.
Strong militia of elves.
EL Fudge
And
boys
these guys are
versus
fucking.
Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Look at that picture.
Snap, Crackle, and Pop. Vote on that on Instagram.
Anybody
Win
could,
of the week.
Anybody
Yeah, that's
could
OG.
beat those guys. That's
old.
ridiculous.
Google Cinnabon cream of wheat, please. And then I'm calling the show. This is... Dude.
All right, you pervert. That's disgusting.
Nah, dude, it was...
Don't make.
I don't remember it looking like that. Cinnabon must have gone off on their own because I'm pretty sure it was Quaker. Like
I'll tell you. You know what? You know what did drop this past week is the Jerry Seinfeld Pop-Tarts movie, and I haven't watched it yet, Unfrosted, but I really want to.
What's it on? I remember
it's on Netflix. It's a Netflix original.
I got it. I might have to bite. I've been off Netflix for a while. I think I got to get back on Netflix. They
There's
got
some
this
good stuff
show.
on there.
Can you look up another show for me?
Of course.
I think it's called Black Sails.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen it?
No, but I think that was a. I don't think it was a Netflix original. I think it was originally on A&E.
But me and I've never watched it, but I did.
Oh,
see
it was on Stars.
I did.
So
see
nobody watched
I
it.
I saw a TikTok and somebody was like, "Dude, if this show was on HBO, it would have been as big as Game of Thrones. Like it's that good."
Probably. I mean,
so I've been thinking
yeah,
I gotta.
they needed something like that.
Dip my toes into the water,
dude. A pirate show like HBO style.
They said
cool.
it's the Pirates of the Caribbean version Game of Thrones.
Yeah. God, that's
I'm all over that.
I'll tell you what, I have no idea why. Like I was watching, Netflix also has a documentary called like The Real History of Pirates or something. It's like 6 parts. And I'll tell you, I have no, especially for me, like I was so into pirates as a kid. I was like, pirates are so cool. Watching all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, dude.
Yeah.
Worst role models I can possibly think of. First of all, if you're a pirate, like, you can't brush your teeth, which is disgusting. I mean, obviously they're rapists and stuff, but I'm more worried about their dental hygiene, I guess. Yeah. But God, you do not. Like, I mean, I had dreams, like my friends and I remember distinctly in 4th grade, we were like, okay, here's the plan. We're going to build a pirate ship. This one guy had a big backyard. He's like, not anywhere near water, by the way. It's like, but that we'll figure that out later. We got to build the ship first. You can't be a pirate without a ship. So it's like we're gonna build this pirate ship in his backyard, and then we're gonna go be pirates. Listen, we're about to turn 9. We're about to find out Santa's not real. That's what makes people pirates, I think. Is finding out that Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny aren't real. That'll drive anyone to the high seas, to a life on the 7 seas. And it was like, okay, and then that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be pirates. And it's like, that is the worst idea ever. There's that kid at the beginning of Pirates of the Caribbean 3. There's that kid pirate, and he has no shoes. His clothes are in complete tatters.
Okay, but when he starts singing the song, dude,
Voice
that
of
is
an
the
Angel.
most badass scene in all of the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Absolutely.
Oh, the colors high.
And then they
And they start going nuts, dude.
Dude, that song.
Thieves and beggars, never shall we die. Dude,
That's a great.
I'm in, Andy. Let's buy a boat, baby.
All right,
Come
let's
on.
build a pirate ship. I'll call up my friend.
Yeah, dude, he's probably still in.
Yeah.
Oh man, sorry. That is just
And then
the
they hang
coolest
that
shit,
kid.
dude. Yeah,
That
and
is
then
such
and
a.
then the coin, and then they kill that child.
And then they kill that
Yeah.
child. Listen, he's a convicted pirate. You gotta
Yeah.
make it. You gotta make a statement, dude.
Yeah.
It looked
Sir,
like
they've started to sing.
finally. Dude, shout out. That guy does a good. Dude, that guy is a good fucking actor. Norton.
He becomes a pirate too.
No, that's the other one. That's
backed.
Yes, that's backed. I think it is
Lord backed.
Lord Beckett. Lord Beckett. He becomes a pirate.
Sir Norrington.
Yeah,
That's
something like that. It's something like that, dude. Fuck, those movies are good as shit.
Big pirate guy.
I fucking love them.
Yeah, I don't like real pirates though.
No.
Like
Captain Phillips pirates?
Yeah, dude. They may honestly.
I like my pirates white.
No,
That's what Matthew said.
No,
We got to get back to the glory days.
no, like they were doing like.
I mean, look at that. There's not a black guy in that show.
No.
There's not a black. It's called
First
Black
of all,
Sails.
there is in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, in the background maybe.
No, one of the guy that the main not the.
Oh, and
captain
like
pirate.
in the third one, Pirates International.
No, in the first in the one where they turn into skeletons.
Oh yeah, that guy's bad news.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, I just mean like now they got like rifles and like little speedboats. Like I want to see the Black Pearl sailing around. I want cannon fire.
Swab the deck.
Yes.
Give me a deck to
Yeah.
swab, dude.
Yes. Swab.
Raise
poop
the
deck.
mainsail.
Yeah.
Come
and
on.
like go to what's the island that they go
Can you
to?
imagine?
What's the island? Tortuga. And like,
Bro.
dude, they're not going back to Tortuga.
You're not allowed anywhere near. Can you imagine,
Dude.
Can you imagine? Let's say
I
you're
feel like
on
you
Tortuga.
should be able to- no.
Let's say you're no. Let's. I'm saying. Let's
I
say
feel like
you're
you
on
could
Tortuga.
fend off Somalian pirates so easily.
Well, they have. I mean, Captain Phillips. He did his best. They've got a lot of. They got a lot of like cool way. Like remember when they try to like they have all those hoses shooting off the boat to try and like sink their skiff. That's pretty cool. That's some good anti-pirate defense.
But that's what
systems.
I mean, and also like just shoot at them.
It doesn't
like
work,
how are they going to
but-
climb onto your boat if you're just shooting at them?
Well, I think some of those boats. I don't know, dude.
Well, they don't have shoot at them capabilities, but that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like,
Get some shoot at 'em.
but like, dude,
shoot-ems.
if the
Get
fucking
some shoot 'em
Black
ups.
Pearl, dude, if the Kraken pulls up on you,
You're toast.
what are you going to do to defend the Kraken, Andy? Yeah, you better hope that engine turns over, bro.
That is not. Can you imagine, man? Imagine going heave. Imagine getting pumped on that song, and then you get in your little Evinrude motor. Go,
Yeah.
That's just. And also, but you know what, Matthew? I'm gonna tell you what the reason is. Treasure's not what it used to be, dude. Treasure's not what it
nobody's
used to be.
hauling treasure across the high seas anymore.
Nobody's seen a doubloon for decades since we went off the gold standard. It's all to shit now. Pirating has all gone to shit since we went off the gold standard. Because there's just there's no doubloons out there. There's no Spanish galleons, which actually might be the name of a boat, not a coin. But that's not the point. There's no jewels. There's no rubies. There's no emeralds. It's like stocks and bonds. You know, you're robbing for war bonds.
Yeah.
That's lame, dude.
Yeah,
Nobody wants to
stocks and bonds.
trade in war bonds. Can you imagine you and your crew roll up to Tortuga after, taking down a couple of ships, and you're going to throw a fucking, like, war bond on the table? No, man, you got to get some clang.
Yeah.
Money clangs, dude.
Yeah. How are you supposed to roll dice with
Tesla stock.
I don't know how you get stock. Yeah, I mean, dude,
stock
you know what?
certificates.
No, I respect modern day pirates because I don't ever want to have it.
Well, sure. You got to make a living.
It's the same thing I said
but
about
it's
aliens.
different.
Dude,
But
I'm
it's
cool
different.
with it. Me and
But
aliens
it's
get
different.
along really well. I
But it's
respect
just
the shit
different.
out of them. Andy,
Treasure's just not as good.
I love you.
I love you too. Let's get out of here. Thanks, folks.